It's showtime. We're live.
Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. We don't have our mic
get my
with us.
phone just to make sure I
Yeah,
can see the comments and make
double
sure that
check.
everything is okay. But I hope everyone is good. We are still in New York, so we're coming to you from our hotel room.
Yes, hopefully the Wi-Fi is kind and not cruel. And yes, hopefully you can all hear us okay.
How are we doing, guys?
Live from New York, it's the Loz and Liz show. It
Always.
is indeed.
Sunday night, it's all about Loz and Liz. Or all about Liz, anyway.
No, Strongman, Loz. It's Strongman Sunday. Craig asking here, do we have the latest news on Nathan? Had heard it was a ruptured spleen and both knees dislocated. Get well soon, Nathan.
Nathan has not posted anything publicly, and we've both spoken to him privately, but he doesn't want anything out there right now. So, both his knees are pretty damaged. There's a few other little bits going on as well, but right now he wants to keep things private.
Yeah,
so just to respect him, we're not going to go into it. He's very positive in terms of headspace. We've both
remarkably, actually.
Yeah, more than I would be.
Gotcha.
So we just wish him the best, and hopefully he will be back. He is, when you speak to him, he's very, very positive.
Yes. New member here in Baseball Bro. Thank you so much for joining the family.
Thank you to anyone who becomes a member of the channel.
Yes. Rauno, I just saw, people can see because Rauno said nice t-shirt.
Oh, yes. I've been walking around New York City in my Rauno top.
There you go. Very proudly. Very proudly. People checking in from Swindon, from Seattle. There's the two future Knuckles Up champs.
Liz, maybe. Liz, more chance than me.
No chance.
How did you feel getting on the table?
Oh, it's all fun. Just pulling and not having to think about it. But you know what really puts me off arm wrestling? There's so much to it. And I'm a busy woman. I've got time to learn all that.
I like that side of it. I like the technical side of things and learning.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you don't necessarily need to be the strongest to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a busy woman.
I'm just far too busy to learn all that. Cousin Fred gifting memberships. Thank you very much, Fred. We hope you are doing well. He was not expecting this live. We weren't sure if we were going to be able
we wanted to come on. There's a couple of strongman comps happen this weekend that we want to talk about, and obviously, we want to keep as regular as we can to our Sunday spot, so you guys know where to come for your strongman action. This weekend in the UK, we had the Chaos Open, which was an awesome show. Didn't manage to watch the whole thing yet, but I've seen clips, and two of my guys did very, very well. So I was very pleased with that. Rhiannon and Luke do an amazing job with the competitions they put on, and doing it for all levels of the sport as well, which is really cool. But this competition was super heavy. And literally had all the major British-based athletes that, would be outside of the very top few. There's guys there that have competed at Britain's Strongest Man. They had Sean Gillen, who won Ireland's Strongest Man last year.
It's basically all of the Brits who wouldn't be guaranteed a Britain's Strongest Man invitation.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So it's that next sort of level, that layer of athletes.
It's like, future stars, the next layer kind of down from your big stars, if you like. And my boy Jack Osborne took the win. I knew he had a chance of winning this competition. We've been speaking about it. I've been telling him every time I see him, I say, you can win this.
Yeah.
You can win this. And I'm not always like that with people. I'm sometimes go and do your best and focus on, what you need to do. But he's at a stage where, since England's Strongest Man, kind of gave him a bit of a kick up the ass.
He had a bad showing at England.
Well, he had a bad show. Not just had a bad show. In his lead up to it, he wasn't working hard enough.
No.
And I kind of sat him down and was like, right, you've got to step it up because you're such a good athlete, so talented, but you can't just rely on that. And to be fair to him, since we had that chat, he's just upped his work rate. He's been 100% focused in the gym. And now he's won two pretty big competitions back to back.
Yeah.
He beat Simon Solomon a few weeks ago, who came third in the comp that Thor did last weekend.
Yes.
So Thor won, Evans and Anna was second, and Simon was third. Jack beat Simon in a comp in the Netherlands about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then he's gone and won this competition this weekend. He's really stepped up. He's always been known as a good log lifter, and the amount of people they're like, oh, you got to go for the world record, the British record. And he's miles away from that. And I kind of, he's getting closer, but he's still nowhere near the likes of Iron Bibby and stuff like that on a log. However, he's an amazing log lifter, but we've worked really hard to bring his overall strongman game up, and it's paying off. And I'm super proud of him. We'll we'll get him on the channel at some point. But
We'll let
he's
him on.
doing well. He's going to go to OSG later in the year. And I just hope that Giants Live are taking notice to comps like this that Chaos are putting on, because they had, like, Ryan Bennett was there. He is doing amazing.
He did really well. It was only half a point.
Only half a point
wasn't
between
it?
those
Yeah.
two. So, and Ryan's competed at Britain's before, come back from that bicep tear, doing really well. Sean's competed at Britain's before,
He was
One
third.
Island strongest man. Paul Smith was fifth in that contest.
Who came fourth?
I need to check the results.
David Pukowski.
Yes, the Polish lad who's done very well in
Champions League. Yes, he's very good. Very young still as well. Yeah,
but the whole lineup was very strong. There's guys that competed.
I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view when we get home, because it'd be good to watch. And we encourage you guys to do it too, because Rhiannon and
as well as I give Jack his praises. I want to give Joe Oliver praise as well. He was looking really good coming into this competition.
You also coach him.
I do, and he just broke the junior British log record at this contest. He's had a lot of shit going on leading up to this, and unfortunately he's ended up hurting his knee a little bit in this contest. But he has got such a bright future. I can see him going right to the top if he can get mentally stronger. And I told him this yesterday.
Yeah, he's only 22. Yeah,
he's got unbelievable talent. He can be a little bit weak mentally at times, and if he can sort that out, this kid can be phenomenal. So 2 guys you need to make sure you check out if you haven't seen them before. Go and watch the pay-per-view, though. Lots of great talent there. And like we said, the Chaos team are doing a great job.
Rich Gibbs went to Britain's Disabled this weekend. Free entry, free colour programme, inspiration galore. Magnus Ferb Magnuson is the head referee. Does it deserve more publicity?
Yes, and I wanted to get to this competition as well.
I knew you did.
Because my boy, Sitting Bull, Dave Walsh, is now the 3-time British Disabled champion in the seated class. So, Team Loss smashing it this weekend. Very proud of my boys.
A very good team last weekend. There we go. Then there's Rauno. Marcus should have went live from Times Square. Oh no, Times Square is a trip, isn't it? My God, I'm so glad we went. But and I definitely want to see more of New York City. But I think once in Times Square is it's a bit crazy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well, we'd love more time in New York too, because there's too much to do.
Yeah,
we just didn't have enough time to go and do too much. But it was just nice to go in and see everything. Well, see a small amount.
Yeah,
But,
in the grand scheme of it. Jane, congratulations to Jack.
Chaos Strength in the
Hey, chat. Chaos is here. Hello. Well done on sounds like an excellent competition. We will buy the pay-per-view and watch it properly.
Watch it when we get back. But from what I've heard, awesome competition.
Yes. Where are we? Rauno in the house. Oh no, people talking about my competition.
A belated congrats on your strong woman debut, Liz. Keep up the training and smash the competition next year. You're going to come and train with me later, aren't you? Well, we're going to go to the gym. Yeah. We went to the biggest gym ever.
Epic.
It has 9,000 members, this gym. And, you could easily get lost in there.
I did several times. I couldn't find you.
Yeah, we're going to go there later with one of the organizers of Knuckles Up and do a shoulder workout. He used to be a strongman. Actually, he's done strongman and powerlifting.
He did.
So.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Any plans, this is about me, to do a powerlifting meet in the future? No, I wouldn't do powerlifting personally. 1, I'm crap at deadlift. 2, I'm even worse
You did the most epic deadlift, though.
Yeah, but cards, that would not pass in powerlifting. 2, I'm even worse at bench press. And 3, God, I find powerlifting so boring. And I am sorry, powerlifters. I respect you so much for how strong you are, but powerlifting is definitely not for me. No.
What about another strongwoman comp?
To be continued. Well, no, that's not what I meant. We'll see. We'll see.
But you're going to keep training.
Yes, I definitely am going to keep training.
So what we were talking the other night about some just lifting goals in the gym, and obviously it'd be nice for Liz to make that 120 at the comp
look
much nicer would be the goal, I think, going forward. And
can't look much worse.
And focusing on a 100-kilo squat.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, there we go. There's some goals. Loz, what do you think Lucy will pull for a new record in Vegas? Watching her training, she's the strongest woman on the planet.
Lucy is incredible. I believe she is capable of 340 kilos. I think she could pull around that mark.
I think so.
It would take the record up another 22 and a half kilos, which is insane. But I genuinely believe she could pull that kind of weight. Whether she will or not, we'll see. You know, she might just decide to break the record by a little bit, but I think deep down she'll want to smash it.
Yeah, I wanted to go absolutely mental. Maybe break the record by a little bit. No, just go crazy. Because she's got it. She's got it. I don't think she needs that safe. Here's the record. And then
she is in a league of her own.
She is, yeah.
Interesting thing. We have just seen the OSG announce the weights for the deadlift.
Yeah, the axle deadlift.
I was quite surprised at the weights. How did you think?
I think it's too light. If I'm totally honest. So for the women, the open women, I think it's about 208 kilos. But at Britain's Strongest Woman, they were doing 220. And there were women
She got 13 there?
Yeah, there were several. Well, no, there were
Rebecca
a couple of women in double digits. But there were a load around the 8 mark, and that's a national title, whereas this is the world title. I think the men's is too light as well. Is it like 315 kilos for open men's?
317 it is.
317. But these are guys that have a very high chance of going to worlds after this competition. Do you know what I mean? Or Giants Live at least.
Well, you look at like Chaos just put a competition on with 380. Now that's very, very heavy. But I think on an axle at that level, 330 to 340.
I think so. And 220 for the open women.
You know, if you think these guys are trying to qualify for Giants Live that do
Yes.
360 kilos on an axle,
Yeah.
I think 317's a little bit light.
Yeah.
Personally, you know, I would rather see less reps.
I would. Yeah.
Than an absolute rep fest. Because if you look at the weights, they've got a 170 kilo log, which is super heavy. For them, I'm talking about the men's open. It's 172.5 kilo log.
Is it really?
For reps.
Oh wow,
that's super
heavy
compared to a much
deadlift.
lighter deadlift. I think the comparison is a bit wrong.
Maybe bring down the log to about 160.
I think the log's fine. I mean,
okay.
I don't mind that it's heavy because they've got 2 options. So you do have the lighter log as well as an option, a bit like Chaos did with the deadlift.
Yeah.
However, the deadlift is just 317.5. I think that needs to be heavier when you think what they're
competing for. Yeah. And if people zero, but then you're not the strongest, are you?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I think sometimes.
Who cares? Like, I mean, that might sound really harsh. I know I didn't want to zero anything last week when I did my competition.
I think you've got to look at what the top comps are and then think about the level of athletes you're, attracting. You think of the people that have done OSG and done very well and gone on to be amazing strongmen.
Yeah.
Okay. Some other people might really struggle and only get 1 rep or 0, but this is supposed to be
the
world championship
for
all these guys, and for the open men, it's the opportunity to get to Giants Live and potentially get to World's Strongest Man.
Absolutely. Ricky, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. Very, very
thank you very much, Ricky. No dog interruptions tonight. No, indeed. There might be some knocking at the door. We had a few people knock at the door today.
Our door's been so busy. It's all staff at the hotel. Then the phone started ringing. I was like, for Christ's sake. I lost it. I'd scare him off. Barbell and Battlefield, Strength and Gaming. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hi, Loz and Liz. Starting this new YouTube channel to follow my strongman journey. Any tips on growing the channel? Or you need to be very consistent with your uploads. And the most important thing about a video, obviously you want an engaging video that people are going to enjoy. So good start, usually something snazzy. But more important than that is a great thumbnail and title. So, when you look at something, would you click on it? If you wouldn't, then don't put it out.
Good advice.
Yeah.
I think consistency is probably the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's the YouTube Academy as well, which is a free resource, and you'll learn a lot of that stuff on there. So, but yeah, patience is key. Try not to take it personally when a video doesn't do well. I know it's easier said than done, isn't it? Chaos in here. Jack was brilliant. Log is always good, but he pulled it out of the bag. Having to win the bag to shoulder medley was class.
He really did. I was obviously been working this weekend, so I was gutted that I couldn't come up and watch Jack. But I was looking at the results, and I saw he was behind going into the sandbag. And I know training has been going really well for him, but seeing Ryan was ahead by a good few points, I thought, okay, just put in a solid performance, get that event win if you can, or top 3, and just secure that second place. But when I saw that he won, I was going nuts.
Yeah, I know. We were following the spreadsheet avidly. It was happening just before the arm wrestling, so we're like out.
It was happening. But that event was happening during.
Eric here, channel member, sent excited for Vegas in 2 weeks and to meet everyone. My wife and I are going as our no kids trip this year.
Awesome. I hope you guys have a great time. We'll look forward to seeing you there.
Yes. Michael, the members comment, hello, hope you are having a good day. We've had a lovely day. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Hasn't it been a nice
Toby's
day?
giving advice on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. Keep consistent, even if you don't see a return. Yeah. 100. Oh, gosh.
To be honest, like when I started my channel, I had no following at all.
No.
And
it was
it
really
was
2020 when
it was during COVID when we decided to really start pushing it.
I think we put out a video a day for 30 days, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work, but you kind of have to treat it like a job almost, don't you?
We do treat YouTube as a job. Like it's Liz's full-time job. You can't just, unless you're super famous, you can't just chuck out a video.
No, or unless you're super lucky. Some people do luck in, don't they, with like building a following.
But like even you see kind of some channels that they sometimes look like they've got a big following, but they're not getting the benefit from it,
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Dalton, thank you for the super chat. Only Liz would call a 20% PB that's 2 times body weight probably ugly. That was a badass pull, and you won't convince me otherwise. Thank you. It was badass. Let's not be right. It was like, oh, but you didn't quit. I would have let my arms fall off before I put that thing down willingly, because once I got to a certain point, there was no way I was going to let it go.
Yeah,
no way.
You did fantastic. It was kind of funny. Like, I don't know if any of you have seen the video that we put out. Obviously, my amazing videography skills being shown.
Yes, you actually
I recorded everything.
Job. Yes.
I don't know that I did a good job, but the phone did a good job. She wouldn't trust me with the camera, and rightly so.
No way.
But the way you've edited it together was good. But also, I think people are just invested in you as a person, or us as a team, I guess. But I think what's nice about Liz is she shows that training isn't her thing. We get that, but you're trying. But what you did was you kind of had your normal personality, but you still put effort in. Yeah, when it came to and that even shocked me, if I'm honest. I know how competitive you are.
Yeah.
But you didn't kind of go there and just be like, oh, this is just a joke and mess around. You treated it serious. You gave everything respect.
Well, my biggest fear going there was looking stupid.
Yeah.
I knew warming up, I was the weakest woman there. And that's fine. I'm happy to say that. I was the weakest person there. But I had to have something else to give. And all I had was hard work and effort. That's it.
You did very well. And you progressed a lot in the time frame.
Yeah.
And I think with consistent training, you can make still good progress again.
Yeah. A lot of it was quite funny because obviously I uploaded the video, edited it, and made the thumbnail. A lot of people took great offense at the average woman.
Yeah. I get so much crap from people when I have no control about what goes out. Liz puts these videos out. Even like there's a few videos on Instagram where you've wanted me to just do something stupid.
Take the piss out of my weights I'm lifting. Yeah.
And then I get the shit for it. But I did see a funny comment. I don't look at all the comments these days, but I did see a comment saying, oh, how can you call her average? She's married to a strongman. Well, how does being married to a strongman give her the genetics to be?
Yeah. And when I said average, I meant genetically. Like, I don't think I'm genetically, gifted in any way when it comes to strength.
Not in strength.
No,
I think I actually will say I think Liz can respond to getting in shape very quickly.
Yes.
But in terms of strength, we know some of the strongest women on the planet, and genetics are an interesting thing. There's a number of aspects to genetics, particularly with a sport like strongman, because you could be genetically gifted in an area, but less so in another area. But you're no more gifted than the next person in terms of strength.
No.
But you are determined, and you obviously have an understanding of strongman.
Yes. Where are we? Times Square you do once and only once.
Cousin Fred is counting down the hours to Vegas. It's 13 days?
Something like that. Yeah, it will be.
We've got to head home.
2 weeks yesterday.
A week and a half back in the UK, then we're back to Vegas.
Yeah. Can't I leave her? Always has good, interesting questions. Paul Smith has been in a bit of a rut since becoming a parent. What advice would you give him to get back to form?
Paul's a fantastic strongman. He's clearly taken a step backwards recently, and being a parent can do that. The interesting thing is looking at his wife, Shannon, she's looking pretty good in her training.
Mm.
I don't know whether he's doing anything wrong. I don't follow Paul's training all that closely.
I read a post from him today, so he did a bit of a recap of it, and he said that his performance was kind of how his training's been. It's just not good enough.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, when you've got a new baby, lack of sleep can be a big thing. There's stress. You know, the baby becomes the most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
Your training takes a bit of a back step. And if he's being very supportive to Shannon as well and taking a lot of the brunt of parenting, which is great, but it may affect his training a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I know Mitch Hooper and Ashley is the mum.
Yes.
You know, Mitch is focused on what he needs to do in terms of work, and no, she is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
that's an understanding between them.
It's not like a sexist thing or anything like that. But as a team,
yes,
that's what they've decided that they need to do, and Mitch is still but Mitch
has the freedom
to focus on what he needs to do. I mean, he's doing very well. He's winning every show he's done. His businesses are going well, which means he's providing well for his family, and that's, you know, his ultimate goal. But it just depends what people's situation is. I was always lucky that you took that role, you know, and allowed me the freedom to still train. But I don't know what their situation's like. I don't know if I might be totally off the boil. Maybe he's just in a bit of a rut. Every athlete has a rut. You can't count him out because he's having a bit of a bad stage, but clearly he's not getting the results that you might expect.
Yeah.
And I think maybe he just needs a bit of a break and a reset, and maybe not compete for a little while and just allow himself to get training, get everything feeling good, and take that pressure of competition away. Sometimes that's one of the best things you can do, because then you start enjoying training again without having to think, I need to do these events specifically for a certain competition.
Okay, our strength, yes, pay-per-view is still available, and money will be going to Jack anyway. There you go.
Excellent.
Jack can buy us a dinner. Cybernetic Strongman here. Yeah, let's go Sitting Bull. So happy for Dave, one of the best characters in the sport, for sure.
He is indeed.
Dave's great.
He is awesome.
We love Dave.
Now we just need you both to go and win the World Championships.
Yes. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. In March, I decided to take time off from Strongman and have since lost 8 stone. Do you think it's possible to get my strength back, or maybe get stronger than before at such a lighter body weight?
I do believe you can get stronger again. When you have an initial weight loss, depends how much body fat you were carrying as well. If you've lost 8 stone of muscle, then no, you won't be able to get as strong as before. But if a lot of that was fat, then certainly you can start putting on strength. And, you know, I've had clients that have come to me and they were just, quite frankly, too heavy and bad heavy, just, you know, way too much body fat, not athletic at all. And we focused on losing weight, and we have lost a bit of strength by doing that. But in the long term, we'll be able to get that strength back. You may find you have to put on 2 stone, but you want that weight that goes on to be quality, not just excess body weight. You want it to be lean muscle mass, so it's going to be effective. Essentially, you know,
there's always weight class strongman as well, isn't there?
There is. You know, I've got clients as well that I seriously try to convince them to do lighter weight classes, because not everyone can be a super heavyweight. Being a super heavyweight, you need the joint structure to just carry that weight and compete with the likes of a Tom Stoltman or Mitch Hooper, you know, these freaks of nature.
Yeah.
If you're 5'5", you're probably going to struggle to be an elite level heavyweight strongman, but that you could be an amazing under 80 or under 90 kilo athlete.
Where was it? Someone, I think it was Martin. Yeah, not the same without the dog. One of you should get down and chew the table leg. Bit weird. Auntie Liz, do you have any plans to try the Highland Games? No, I do not. Do you
remember we were up in Scotland doing that stone tour? And Mark, bless him,
so funny. I love Mark so much.
I lifted these stones, and this stone lifter from Scotland.
This was like 3 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
He lifted them as well.
Yeah.
And then you kind of jokingly just went up to them, and I'm like, no, Liz, don't. But he was like convinced you could lift it.
No, I didn't even go up to them. He was like, oh, do you want to have a go, Liz? And I was like, I can't pick that up. He goes, sure you will. Get the wind under it. Like, that's what they call it.
I think it was like 120 kilo stone.
I was like, I can't lift that stone.
I was like,
there's no way. And he was like, oh, sorry. That was quite funny. I love his faith, though.
Yes, definitely. Chaos agreeing with me. I'm guessing it's probably Luke that's on.
290 is very light for under 105s. I'd expect myself to do 15 plus reps.
I think the men's weights are light, and even the women's. Certainly the women's open, I think, is too light.
Yeah.
As we said, the strongest woman we saw 13 reps with 220.
And God, I don't know how to say this without being offensive to at least one person, but I'm going to say it anyway. I saw comments saying about the deadlift being lighter than OSG Europe's, and Lim replied about the amount of the field that zeroed it at Europe's, but I think that's just a sign of that lineup being that much weaker, and that's what I mean, a little bit offensive. But I just I don't think
if we look at the results from OSG Europe for the last couple of years, you get a few of the elite and then a much lower standard.
Yes.
Whereas at OSG Worlds, you get a lot more top level athletes, particularly once you get to the final and the top 10 athletes. You know, everyone's pretty good by that
everyone's
stage.
good by the finals, yeah.
And you can't it's difficult because there's two ways of looking at this. The way I look at it is OSG is a world championships. So I want to see the best people there.
Yeah.
However, it is also, if they want that world championships to pay each weight class and provide for the athletes, they need to make money as well. So you have to have numbers entering. So it's a balance, a catch 22. However, I've pulled out of a competition this year, a little bit to do with a couple of things. There was a number of reasons. I pulled out the British Masters. I am very busy between now and then. One reason, I didn't think I'd commit 100%, but I also wasn't excited about the competition because I felt it was a bit light.
Yeah.
And I feel I'm still a very high level Masters competitor.
Someone trying to come into our room, my God.
And it just didn't excite me. And I think someone like Lucy is going to see a 208 deadlift and think, bloody hell, I've got to do a lot of reps here.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're going to see, I mean, if Ree decided to do the 64s, she's going to do a lot of reps.
Yeah.
Particularly if you end up having to go out early and stuff like that. And when you look at what they're doing in other competitions,
it's just falling behind a
I
little.
love Lee, and I think what he's doing is amazing. But I have noticed that he's quite good overhead, so the overhead is heavy, but he's not that good a deadlifter. Normally the deadlift is a bit lighter. And sometimes when you're an organizer, you do just base things off what you can do, but that's not always the best way because you may have strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want the job of choosing the weight.
You know, I genuinely think Lynn is awesome. He does an amazing job with OSG, and he's a one-man band, really. The team is small that put that event on.
Yeah.
But just when I saw the weight of the logs and then the weight of the deadlifts, it was odd.
Yeah, yeah. Ronan, hello. Oh, just joined. How was the arm wrestling comp?
Really good, really good. We've had a lot of fun. Even Liz enjoyed the arm wrestling.
You know what, guys? I'm not converted, as in my heart will always be with Strongman.
My heart is always with Strongman.
And I'm still not going to enjoy all of the crap that's on our TV on YouTube. However, in-person arm wrestling is much more exciting.
Let's get this right. This event as well. Because I watched an arm wrestling tournament recently, World Championship tournament.
Yeah.
I was bored as hell. But I think super match format is a lot more exciting, and the guys at Knuckles Up made it entertaining.
They really did. The production for it was, and the treatment of the athletes, it was very similar to the absolute best that we see for strongman competitors, wasn't it? So they did a really good job. You could see what it meant to every single one of the athletes, who were all super nice guys as well. So nice. Then
they made us feel really welcome.
Yeah, they did.
I feel like a little bit of an imposter. I'm a strong man. I'm not a great arm wrestler. You know, I'm a novice arm wrestler. That's what I am. Happy to admit that. Getting better, but I'm certainly no pro arm wrestler. I'm pro strongman. I was very good at. But yeah, not arm wrestling. It's very different. I enjoy it. I feel excited to do arm wrestling because I feel like when I was a beginner at strongman, I've got that excitement of doing a new sport.
It's going numb.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
But every single person, super, super nice and supportive.
So nice. Yeah. I really like, you know, I still feel the same way about arm wrestling. However, I am very invested in their success as promoters because I think they're great for the athletes that are coming to their shows.
Yeah, I want to see them do well.
Yeah. Where are we? Are you looking forward to your trip to Iceland in November? Very much so.
You've never been to Iceland.
Yes.
You've had your first time in New York. You're going to have your first time in Iceland
I am so lucky.
First time in Vegas this year.
Oh, Oh, yes.
You're getting all over the place.
I know. I am lucky. Yes, really looking forward to the Magnus Classic. I've even been added to the chat.
Yes.
The athlete chat. They were like, oh, Liz has competed.
You might even be doing a little bit of commentating.
Yes, Magnus wants a number 2. No, because Loz and Magnus are going to do the commentating together, but he said he really needs the freedom to be able to step away sometimes and do other things, and he asked if I would mind jumping in his place during those times. I said, normally, Magnus, I would say no, but for you, I will.
Yeah, and I think it will just be a fun show.
It will be. It'll be a great show. What fun we'll all have.
We will indeed.
Is there a way to get more information about Iron Bibi's schoolwork? The work Iron Bibi does in schools. So much of his Insta is in French. Is it French?
We'll have to try and sort out a proper sit-down
conversation and ask him. Yeah.
We will see him in Vegas.
Yes, we will. He's in the UK the whole time
He's
now,
staying
up
in the
until
UK
Vegas, which is good. Yeah.
He is 100% going to get there and compete in the whole show.
Yeah. Wait. Right.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. Yeah, Loz's behind the scenes videos of World's Strongest Man 2019 were great and really served as a springboard with social media presence. But yeah,
they were great, just I wasn't great.
Badly injured. We did grow the channel quite a bit in that time, didn't we? And I think after that, we made some more videos in between then and COVID. And
we're still always learning. Like, we don't know. There's so much we don't know about YouTube. And we know we do things wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, to be quite honest, promoting things like OSG never helps us. Promoting things like the arm wrestling doesn't help us. But we still want to promote them because we love the sport.
Yeah.
But other people won't promote them because they know they won't get good viewing figures. Because it can be a bit
more damaging to your channel.
Actually, the way YouTube works, if you suddenly put a video like that, they start to punish you a little bit.
Well, if your regular viewership is disengaged, because if you think about YouTube, all they want from you as a content creator is to keep people on their website so that they can be exposed to more ads, because that's how they make money. So your job is to get people to click a video, that's your click-through rate, and then to stay watching the video, that's your retention. When those two are doing well, you'll get rewarded in the algorithms by being shown to more people, because they're like, hey, this is a reliable creator, let's show people their video. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it works. You can do everything right, and still a video that you put your heart and soul into can be a flop. And then you can chuck up some crap. Like my competition, I snuck it in the same day as the Giants Live because I thought probably less than 5,000 people are going to watch this. So I'll put it in at a less good time of day. But it did better than the Giants Live video.
It's our number one video in our last 10.
Yeah, it is. How funny.
More anti-Liz, less Sloz.
Liz has your bladder recovered from the deadlift. Oh man, no. It may never be the same again. Do you know what though? I can now speak from experience. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. I went to the toilet a million times before every single lift, and there's nothing you can do. It just, like the amount of pressure I could feel. I'm glad it wasn't an organ that came out, to be honest. There was nothing. Never seen a woman deadlift with her legs crossed. Oh dear. Where are we? Jiminy Cricket. Genetically gifted was my nickname in high school.
I have a bit of a thing going on right now. You may see a few more comments like that.
I've heard about these jokes. Barbells and Battlefields, back with the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the advice. Much love, and subscribe to Barbells and Battlefields.
I have just become your 40th subscriber. So
how nice. There you go. It shows you when you have a channel with a high following.
Oh, hopefully they will see us.
Subscribe to you as well, yeah. Because it's like, oh, this is your biggest subscriber. Where are we? As another very average woman that loves strongman, your determination was unmatched, and I was incredibly happy for you. Cheers to No Zeros. Thank you very much, Laura. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Laura. She's part of Team Laws as well.
There you go. Scotty Lace, thank you for the super chat. Do you think it will take Luke Stockman a few comps to find his rhythm again? When did he last compete? Was it Worlds? Yes.
I think it was, yeah. I mean, when you think about what Luke's done this year, he's not had a bad year.
No,
Made
he
the
made
final
the
of
final of
Worlds.
Worlds and he won Europe's.
Won Europe's.
Yeah.
Was on the podium at Brits.
Yes.
So he's
I don't remember
first
Brits.
so long ago.
Yeah.
He had a good first half of the year, to be
He
fair.
did, yeah. He might jump straight back in and be great.
I think for Luke, it's very much event dependent and then body dependent. If he's fit and healthy, you know, I don't see Luke winning any of the major titles, but he can certainly like sneak up there and be a pain in the ass to people.
Yeah.
He's, in my opinion, he's top 10 in the world, but I wouldn't put him in like the top 5.
Yeah. Thor's hammer. Is Mateusz doing the World Tour final? His training suggests it. Mateusz is in a spot right now where he's got some offers of invitations. I won't say what because that's not our news to share. But for him, having spoken to him, he's still feeling it out with what events feel good.
He's a bit worried about certain events in comps. Some things he's feeling really good on. Some things he's still a little bit scared with. So he's kind of trying to see which competitions have which events before he makes a final decision. There's 2 particular comps that he's looking at. He hasn't made a final decision. Once he does, we will be able to tell you.
Yes, and how excited we will all be. Do you know who'll be replacing Marcus Crowder at Vegas? Asked Brandon.
I don't think anyone is replacing Marcus, if I'm totally honest with you. I haven't heard anything. Might be wrong. Keep an eye on the Giants Live page. But I haven't heard anything about a replacement.
Lars, what are the events for the Rogue Invitational? We told you we'd have to kill you all. No. Hopefully they'll announce it soon. I think last year it was about a month before the competition that it was finally announced.
I hope they get announced soon.
The athletes know them. Yeah, we want to be able to talk about them. The athletes have had them for a little while now, so you know.
So if you go and watch their videos, you might figure some things out.
Yeah. You wouldn't figure it all out though, would you?
No, it'd be hard. It would be hard to figure out with some of the events, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go and watch, then you'll have a much better understanding.
Where are we?
And just so you guys are clear, I think it's crazy that we don't get told the results sooner as fans. I want to be able to tell people the events so I can build up the hype
sooner.
The events.
All right, yeah.
What did I say? Results.
Yeah, the results. Say what?
That's because we don't get told that either.
Yeah. Will Liz gamble in Vegas? What is her game? No. No
gambling.
No, I won't gamble in Vegas. No, I might put a coin in a slot machine and see if anything else pops out. I don't gamble. No. I think Liz likes the organisers because she looked like a celeb getting out of the black car. Please get some content filmed with Hathor. We would love to see it, says Paul.
We'd love to go and spend some time with Hathor. We did speak to him earlier in the year about potentially going out to Iceland.
Yeah, he's invited us to stay with him.
It's just finding the time, isn't it? We've been so busy.
We're going to be in Iceland. We'll have to see if there's any spare time and if he's actually in the country
when we go. I don't think we're going to have enough time, to be honest.
Probably not.
We're obviously working on the show and we've got to focus on then getting back in time for family and the kids and work and the dog and
yeah, of course,
saving my mum from the kids.
Yeah. Speaking of optimizing viewer retention as percentage matters, have you considered dropping your outro? I really like it, but I've heard that it can drop percentage retention hertz. So I think without outro, so we don't have an official. So it's a balancing act, I guess, because it's only, for the most part, on most videos, it's only several seconds long, and it's an opportunity to show other thumbnails and videos that people might click through, and that's more beneficial if people do then click through and they stay on your channel.
The start of the video is more important than the end. I think if you look at any channel's retention rate, it always dips off towards the end of a video.
Yeah, it does.
However, our retention isn't bad for the size of our channel.
No, and obviously it's going to vary video to video, but I think one thing that really damages retention is clickbait. So if, you know, people click on a video thinking they're going to get something, it's something else, and they drop off straight away, that hurts. So clickbait, don't do it.
It's always clear when someone comments on a video without watching as well.
Oh God, it's so annoying actually. Like someone will comment something and you're like, but I literally said it in the video. So you know they didn't watch it. And it's like, oh, you're fucking idiot. Don't be that person. Any updates on Asko Caro?
Yes, he's training. He's got a couple of injuries at the moment that he's trying to sort out, but he is training hard. He's probably going to have surgery at some point, so I can't see him competing in the near future. However, we'll be looking more towards next year to hopefully get him in some kind of contest.
Yes. They should have invited Dimitar for the deadlift championships. Criminal, he didn't get an
I think
invite.
that would have been a good invite, to be honest. He's the American record holder.
He is.
Yeah.
He came off social, like he's literally just come back on Instagram. He'd come off for a while, and I don't know why, or if he was suffering an injury. I don't know, actually.
I think Dimitar would have been a good choice.
He would have, yeah.
Because, being in Vegas, I think it makes sense to go for an American record.
Yeah, yeah. And you want just the biggest deadlifters, don't you? Will there be any rogue record breakers? We don't know yet, William.
No, there probably will, but I can't say that with 100% certainty just because I don't know myself.
Yeah. Which video performance surprised you the most, and which video performance disappointed you the most? I mean, we've put out 1,200 videos, so it's really hard to remember all of them.
Yeah.
Surprised you the most and disappointed you the most? I mean, I've done some longer format ones that took me a really long time that had like not good views. So stuff like that's going to be disappointing.
Of course.
One that I can think of. So we're still sort of doing the series of Strongman Legends. And I did a Jean-Paul Sigmarsson one, did really well. Did a Bill Kazmaier one. Did we do Jean-Paul?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Jean-Paul one was good. The Bill Kazmaier one was awesome.
Yeah. Did a Magnus Ver Magnusson one, which I actually think is the best out of the 3 videos, and it hasn't done nearly as well. So that's like disappointing because,
Yeah. The Bill one is doing amazing. That was really good.
Yeah, the Bill one's had nearly 1 million views. So that's lovely. But yeah, the Magnus one hasn't cracked even 50,000 views, has it? So yeah, go and watch that after this, please. You've made me very, very happy. Because I think it's a good video. Because I actually sat down and Magnus is the one telling his own story, which I think is a really nice way to do it.
Yeah.
What do I know? Hey, Paddy Haynes is in the house.
Hey buddy.
Paddy. Hope you're doing well. He was there this weekend, I think.
Who wants to see Paddy and us collab together? We can do something with Paddy soon. I saw on his stories. So it would be fun to go and do something with Paddy. I don't know what yet. Maybe grip or pressing. I don't fancy trying to keep up with him on anything else. Or just something silly. Yeah,
something silly. Toby, speaking of YouTube advice, Paddy will tell you that rolling a car without an engine is a great way to build a channel.
It's a good way to get subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah, the John Paul videos had over 100,000. John Paul was just a great character, wasn't he?
He was, but so was Maggie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maggie
Still is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Magnus Ver one has only had 17,000.
17,000
compared to over 100,000 for Jean Paul and
nearly
900,000 for Bill.
Yeah. Julia, any other women coming for the deadlift championships, or just Lucy?
As I understand, it's just Lucy.
Yeah, there was talk, wasn't there?
There was talk, but I don't know the ins and outs. I've got my thoughts.
My thoughts are they don't believe anyone else could break it.
I think, yeah.
I know. I'm just guessing, a complete guess.
I think it's a combination of things. I think there's financially, issues there as well.
Viable.
I think they're a little bit worried that it won't bring enough people to the show. But I mean,
a cost versus reward type thing. Yeah. The Magnus video was great. Thank you, Toby. YouTube can be strange like that sometimes, where a formula that's worked before just doesn't for literally no reason. Yeah. Sometimes you're unlucky. Sometimes you're very lucky.
You just got to keep trying. Like we've had videos that just completely flop, and you just got to move on and try something else. Then suddenly something will do well.
And sometimes, long after you've posted a video, it will suddenly start gaining some traction and views.
We've had videos
boom.
like that didn't do well initially,
but
and then a year later they can suddenly pick up.
Yeah. Magnus Ver Magnusson was my entry point into watching World Strongest Man, so I'm really shocked. It's not a reflection on Magnus at all. It's just YouTube being weird and stupid.
That's what we like to think anyway. Nothing to do with what we do.
Yeah, well, it's nothing to do with Magnus. Liz, how much did the knee wraps hurt in the end? Oh man. Well, if you watch the video, the competition, I had to go twice on the squat. The first time they didn't hurt so much. The second time I was like, I want everything tight as fuck. So I was like, pull them harder, pull my belt harder. Second hole. I had serious regrets. Shut up, don't look like that. I have regrets. Everything was way too tight. Like, oh, knee wrapping is so
You
gross.
were so close on that first squat.
I know.
So close.
I know.
We're going to make sure that's just an easy squat for you.
Yeah. Yeah. To be able to get a few solid reps on that would be nice.
Yeah.
Lol said it. Lucy is in a class by herself with the deadlift. Paddy collab would be great. Olga did 660 recently, to be fair.
Did, yeah.
She did, yeah. And she looked great as well.
Yeah. Strong as hell.
Is that a cue for Liz getting back into training for deadlift? I will never be able to do what those women do. Never. Do you think Graham Hicks will pull 505, or who has the best chance in your opinion? I know it gets asked.
Yeah, I think Graham has the best chance, but I still think the percentage of him getting it is low. I would say 15 to 20%. I'd love to see him do it. Genuinely, I would be the happiest man.
We're good friends with Graham. So,
but if you want me to give an honest answer, and I am someone that just is brutally honest with people, I don't think any of them will get it. I think 470 will be the biggest pull.
Yeah.
And I think some people might miss 470 to go for 505.
Yeah.
And drop back.
Yeah.
I think there's 5 athletes that have a shot at 470.
Yeah.
Not like, we're talking a chance. I'm not guaranteeing anything there, but there's 5 athletes, I think, maybe even 6, if I'm being very generous. But like the 3 athletes that are there just for the deadlift,
they can all do 470.
They've all done 470. So,
that's proven.
Browno, Ivan Makarov, Ivan Makarov, and Graham Hicks have all pulled 470 or more in competition. So that's obvious. But then I think Mitch Hooper can pull 470. I think Austin Andrade has a chance of 470. He just pulled 440 for a double recently.
Yeah,
looked really good.
Look good.
And if he's in shape, I think Matt Ragg could also pull around the 470 mark. Now, again, percentage will vary on the chance of that, but it's not impossible that we couldn't see 6 athletes pull it. I think it's rare.
Yeah.
But it would be pretty incredible to see that, even if we didn't see a 505.
Yeah.
I think the chance of anyone pulling a 505 is very slim, though.
I think so too. It is slim. Yeah. How do weekly lives affect the flannel affect the channel? No ads, so do YouTube get any benefit? It's a good way for us to grow our membership, the weekly lives.
The membership and the super chats are an amazing opportunity for us to kind of grow the channel, but also YouTube take a percentage of those as well.
They do.
So, the YouTube certainly make money from everything.
YouTube make money from everything.
And once the live is done, I think YouTube
then it's monetized.
Monetized as a normal video, so the ads go onto it as well.
YouTube ads afterwards.
Our lives obviously have less views than some of the longer format videos or the other videos.
I think more than anything though, the best benefit is keeping your audience engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's easy to become disengaged when the person you've been following since the channel was small stops replying to you, stops liking your comments.
I think what's great about the lives is we've kind of created a nice strongman community. Those of you that kind of support us with the memberships and the super chats, that's super beneficial and helps us loads. And it sort of makes up for when videos do, like, when you're going through a stage where you're not getting big views and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, World's Strongest Man Week is the kind of biggest week for us in terms of monetization, I guess, way beyond anything else through the rest of the year. Yeah. But we're always trying to grow the channel, and what we want is it to be a genuine strongman channel first and foremost, don't we? We know we could do stupid videos and maybe
there's so much we could do to like try and go viral, but it would be disingenuous, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
and I think we'd lose our focus.
We don't have the biggest strongman channel. There's guys that have much bigger, but in terms of like a promoter wanting to be on someone's channel, we're quite high up the list because the people you guys that are watching are genuine strongman fans, and wow, that is
Yeah.
It's just stupidly generous from Ricky there.
Yeah,
Gifting
50 memberships.
Thank you
Bless
so much, Ricky.
Thank you so much.
You know, like Liz put so much work into this channel, and I'm always giving her shit and trying to come up with ideas. And I come up with I think they're good ideas, but Liz kind of beats me down. It's like, you can't do that.
You can't say that.
And then we'll see Lit Trooper do the video idea that I had or something.
Yeah, and he's like, that bastard. Damn it, Lizzie.
Liz likes to protect everyone and their feelings. But thank you so much, guys. It means so much to us that you guys do support us.
It does. And you know what? Like, Cerberus is a great example of this. They were in touch recently and they were like, we really, really want to sponsor your channel. Like, we really want your channel, because they know that this is like, we've got 155,000 subscribers of genuine strength and strongman fans. They were like, that is a very engaged audience that you have. Yeah. And that is basically our whole customer base in one place. So, you know, for companies
make sure
like that,
you use the code Warrior on your Cerberus orders.
Yes.
But we're grateful for Cerberus to come on board.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
Yeah, you guys are the reason you've been able to do this full time.
Yeah.
Like YouTube, if it was just YouTube that we relied on, we wouldn't be able to, make a living.
Oh God, no, we would never just rely on
my coaching business is what kind of, pays the bills more than anything. But
yeah.
YouTube has allowed you to focus on this full time.
Yeah,
and maybe one day we can get to that point where we've got a big channel and Liz is living the life that she feels she deserves.
And then I could have my second channel, Travel with Liz.
Right, let's get back to some questions.
Yeah, Photon John, thank you very much for the super chat. Don't drop outros. The song that's always at the end is part of the experience. Heard it out in the wild recently and immediately thought of you guys. How nice. Thank you,
Do you know what
John.
was so funny today? We were walking through Central Park.
No. We'd literally just got an Uber from our hotel and I was like, drop us off at the plaza. I just needed a landmark. And then we walked into Central Park. It was the first thing we did, wasn't it?
There was a busker just like starting up his
musician.
Song. Yeah, a musician.
Yeah.
But with...
Yeah.
And we walked past and he just suddenly stops playing and he looks at me and goes, Lars? And he was a fan of the channel, which was so random, but so cool. Funny. And he shared a photo on Instagram, so you can go and see him.
So hello, Taylor, if you're watching.
Yes, it was nice to meet you. Hopefully you see this video and you get a little shout out. So.
Yay. Yes. Yeah, and if you click on the photo that we shared, he's actually got a good following.
He has. I had 2 photos in New York today.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You were like, oh, I'm surprised anyone here knows you.
You never know who you're going to bump into in New York.
Yeah. You've got to keep your values. Absolutely, Mark. Like, I don't want to sell my soul to YouTube. I'd rather have less money than I couldn't be involved in, these like battles.
Yeah.
Greg Doucette is a great, I couldn't live my life like that because it's just stressful.
I know.
I get stressed watching other people's videos. I couldn't be part of that nonsense. No. I am peace and love.
We will continue to do what we're doing. We are starting the coaching channel very, very soon.
I know, we've been saying it forever, but it's coming.
Longer. We just need... We are at a point where we need a staff member, but we can't afford a staff member.
Yeah, we need an extra staff member that we can't afford because of everything else. Yeah.
But it is coming.
Yeah. Steady State, thank you for the super chat. That said, your reaction videos are very fun, like the Kyriakos Grizzly. Thank you for keeping the channel
we can kind of do reaction videos to
relevant things. Yeah, appropriate things. Cerberus is a great company and legit sponsor. I bought straps and knee sleeves from them and they're excellent.
They are awesome. Like Cerberus has sponsored me for years. They've been so good to me.
And the second they got wind of me doing a competition, they were like, what do you need, Liz? We'll send you everything you need. And I was like, well, that's hundreds of pounds worth of kit, isn't it? So,
absolutely. But
no questions asked. It was with me the same week. So we're very loyal to Cerberus, aren't we? Because they've been great to us.
And that's something I have told Liz she's got to get on top of, is improving our merchandise.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Please only buy Team Liz.
Well, Rauno said he'd wear a Team Liz, but it's too feminine. The
font is too girly.
Yeah.
So I need
a few designs.
Male-friendly Team Liz top. Are Cerberus extreme neoprene sleeves pointless if using leg drive on a log or axle press?
Are Cerberus Extreme neoprene sleeves pointless of using leg
Arm
curls?
sleeves, I'm guessing.
No,
Elbow sleeves?
they're not pointless. I sometimes wear sleeves, or I used to wear sleeves on my knees, even doing log and push pressing, particularly if you feel like that support around the knees helps. For me personally, especially as I got older and had more damage to my knees, definitely helped. If you're young and fit and healthy and there's no damage in the knees, then they're not necessary. But if you find that support around there is helping, then absolutely use them. I'm always going to, I do make athletes train completely raw at times, but when you're prepping for a comp, use everything that you're going to use in the comp and get used to being in it, because you'll actually get more out of it the more comfortable you get being in the kit. And if you're allowed it in competition, you don't really want to be at a disadvantage. So a lot of people will benefit. Some people will find it more uncomfortable. Some people find it great. It's worth trying to see how your performance is.
Look, bought my buddy his first lifting belt with Cerberus yesterday using Warrior, and also did the full kit bag using the code Warrior. That's great, because that tells Cerberus that people are discovering, even if you're not,
Pete and Callum,
them
people are using
through us or through Loz at least. Yes, it's very nice. Thank you. Monica would subscribe to Travel with Liz. Thank you, Monica, for your continued support. Yeah, Alfie would also watch. Change your intro to Auntie Liz and the beardy guy.
That would be your dream, wouldn't it?
What,
dream job? No. The
travel. Gotcha. Yeah. My dream job would be one where the travel companies are offering me their first class flights for me to review.
I think a lot of people would join you on that.
Surely that would be everyone's dream job. Wrecked. You must do what you feel is right. Drama is lazy content. You're better than that. And yeah, I think we are. Thank you, Wrecked. Yeah, it's just not us, is it?
No.
We're not of that personality. Big Bang Theory with the members comment. Oh, sorry, I read it already. Change the intro to Auntie Liz and the beardy guy. No, Loz is much more than that. Loz, do you think Janasha has never been the same since he tore his triceps at World's Strongest Man 2019?
Yeah, he's not. As much as I love Janasha and would love to say he could be back at the top, he's just not been able to.
No.
And I think when you have that step backwards, it's hard to get back in. It's the standard's high. His body doesn't work the way it did beforehand. And when you get that injury, it's very hard to mentally come back.
Yeah.
Because before injuries, you just think you're indestructible. I thought I was indestructible. I had no fear lifting. And the more injuries you get, it starts to play on your mind. And that's what happens to athletes. You know, you can come back from some, and some people are much more mentally stronger than others, but he has struggled to come back from that. And I don't know the exact reason why, because it's not just his pressing that's suffering.
Mental as well.
Yeah, but he's certainly not the athlete he was back in, say, 2016.
Hey, Rauno, I can design new Team Liz t-shirts for Vegas. Please do. Please do not put my face on them, though. Font only, Rauno. No pictures. Oh, dear. At what point do you think someone should use a deadlift suit, if ever? I've seen novices buy them.
So my personal view is I don't think deadlift suits should be allowed in novice comps. I don't think a lot of things should be allowed in novice comps.
I didn't use anything.
No, you didn't use any suits and stuff like that.
God, that would have been really
bad. I don't think drugs should be used in novice comps.
No, God, no.
It's kind of I think a lot of it is people trying to make themselves to be strong, seem stronger than they are. You can get a lot out of these modern deadlift suits, much more than you could years gone by. But I think I will say this: if I was competing and people that I coach, if they are competing in a competition against other people and suits are allowed,
and other people are using them,
you don't want to be at a disadvantage.
No.
So it's a catch-22. However, if you're an open level male, or if you're like a heavyweight man, I think if you need a suit to deadlift 300 kilos, this isn't the sport for you to be in. Like, if you can't deadlift over 300 kilos raw,
then you're not ever going to be at the highest.
No. You kind of need to get some base level of strength. I mean, I would, there's arguments for out there that You should deadlift in a suit more often so you become more comfortable in it. And, it's true. The more you lift in a suit, you'll get more out of it. But I feel doing as much training raw as possible is going to benefit you long term. I will always get my clients lifting raw until they have a comp coming up with a suit.
Yeah.
I don't tend to do too much equip lifting in the off season. And I like to, for Alex Lungu, for instance, just smashed a PB. Really good PB, lifted 382.5 kilos in a suit. Now his next goal is going to be to beat his previous PB out of a suit.
Yes.
So he's going to have to put some time in with raw lifting, and then next season when he's peaking for a comp, we'll go back into the suit and hopefully beat that PB again. So it's very important to work on both. But if you're weak, you don't need to be in a suit, and you can decide what level is weak to you guys. But being strong raw, you're going to have a lot more crossover to lifting stones, to lifting awkward objects, to carrying events. You're just going to create that much better foundation of strength.
Joe was talking about elbow sleeves on a push press. Is it pointless if you're not using your arms off the chest? Does it make the clean and rack more difficult with tight sleeves?
I don't like wearing tight sleeves. I prefer to just have warmth and a little bit of support with sleeves. If they're kind of constricting my blood flow, then I wouldn't wear them.
Or if it's affecting your rack position.
Yeah. And again, I know people that put sleeves on and they really struggle to get in position. They're uncomfortable. You didn't like having sleeves on.
But doing a push press, I couldn't do it with sleeves because suddenly, I couldn't rest the bar on my clavicle
felt better
anymore.
with the Viking
with the Viking press, it was nice. Yes.
Yeah. Because you don't, especially a smaller framed athlete that can't rest the bar on their clavicle. So
I need it on my clavicle.
Yeah, a smaller person can rest it on their clavicle, but on a Viking press where the handles are horizontal, neutral grip, you don't have anything to rest on. So having that thickness through the arm just allows a bit more tension between the bicep and the forearm, so you can get a bit more spring as you use that push press.
But yeah, with a rack position, I personally, with my limited experience, find it really hard with
because it's thickening your arms basically, so you can't get into the normal position.
As good a position.
But again, try things out yourself. There's no right or wrong. There's what works for you individually. So what works for me doesn't necessarily work for everyone that I coach. And as a coach, you have to understand that. There's too many coaches out there that just think because they do it that way, that it should work for everyone. It's just not the case. There was a good example of someone trying to give you advice on the yoke the other day. And I had to explain to this guy why what he was saying was wrong, because he's seen big heavyweight athletes do a yoke a certain way, and what we were trying to do with Liz was get the bar to go all the way across the rear delts, across the traps,
basically creating a shelf that I don't naturally have.
Yeah,
because
she doesn't
I
have
a
the big traps
frame.
and shoulders of someone like myself, or like a Brian Shaw that's just massive.
So I had to sort of turn like that, bring my elbows up to.
But your hands are quite high because your wingspan isn't as big as the big guy. So
long enough.
You can't get your hands lower, because if your hands go lower, you lose that rack positioning.
It would slip off me.
And he thought you were just balancing it on your arms, where you were actually
bloody strong arms.
It would take some seriously strong arms to just balance
put 140 kilos on him. But yeah, bless him.
But it's just, I guess this is the thing with the internet, is we all have an opinion, and not everyone's opinion is correct.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't have that much knowledge.
Yeah. You find though people want to explain to a woman.
I've seen it a lot. I coached a powerlifting world champion, and there was a guy in the gym that was trying to give her advice, and she was not the kind of woman you mess around with like that. It was quite funny watching her have a go at this guy.
Dave wanted to thank Ricky. Yes, thank you very much, Ricky. And
Ricky is a legend. Fred is just one of the biggest supporters of the channel as well. You guys are incredible. Thank you all so much.
Yeah. Good job Liz had that random guide to teach her how to do the yoke. She only had lots of Mitch in there to help her.
I did. Genuinely, there's a website called Strongman Archives, and it has, I know most people will, but just if they don't, you can go and look at individual results, who's the most successful, and the number 1 and 2 of all time are Mitch and myself. I was number 1 until he's just overtaken. So thanks a lot, Mitch. You've left me with nothing.
You've taken everything from me.
At least he's part of Team Law, so I've got that.
Otherwise we'd have to kill him.
Otherwise, screw him. We love you, Mitch.
Yes, we do. apparently there's a very light Atlas stone challenge that I can try in Iceland. Starts with pebbles.
Cool.
There we go. Thank you. I will keep an eye out for it. He thought Loz's wife needs more advice beyond what he provides. I know.
You got offered coaching from someone the other day, didn't you?
Someone was like, oh, well, no, it wasn't someone. Someone thought I was coached by Travis Ortmeyer. And I made a joke and I was like, no, I love Travis and I want him to continue to like me. So he couldn't possibly coach me because I'm a pain in the ass. And then Travis was like, oh, I think you'd respond really well to my methods, Liz. I think we'd be great together. You know, me and Travis, we get on so well, genuinely. And then this guy was like, Liz, see, you should go to Travis because I don't know. You know, it would be better for you.
It was a slight insult. I felt slightly insulted. You know,
Yeah.
Nothing. I love Travis.
Do you know what? I think some people think that us working together, training together, maybe isn't such a good idea. But like when it comes to the coaching side of things, Loz's best quality as a coach, sorry, not just for me, but for all of his clients, is how adaptable he is and how he understands what makes people tick and how to get the best out of people. And obviously I'm no exception. Like Loz knows what I need to give me confidence and to make me feel like I can do something. And he is physically there, right there in my house, in my bed. Do you know what I mean?
What?
No,
Your coach is in your bed. Jesus.
And it's very unprofessional.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, like, I don't know how I could possibly.
I'm not in the bed
that.
Of all my clients. I
fucking hope not. So excuse my French. But I don't know how I could possibly top that. So I would never have anyone other than Loz coach me. Like, I'm obviously going to listen to people like Rauno when it comes to deadlift. I learn from everyone. But if it comes to actual coaching, I'm not going to pay someone else.
I'll actually say this to everyone. Like, always listen to people and look at things because, you know, someone will say something that just makes sense to you. But I think it's important to not chop and change coaches all the time.
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me and say, oh, you should coach this guy. And I'm like, he doesn't need me to coach him. He's got a great coach. You know, it's because the longer you're with someone, if you communicate with them and you understand them, then you should be able to get the best results together. The key is communication with coaching. If you just want a program from someone, don't sign up to a coach. Just go and get a program offline. There's loads of PDFs out there that I've got some on my website. If you just want a cheap program that's pretty good, as long as you follow it, you'll do fine. But if you want actual coaching, you need to communicate. You need to send your coach videos. You need to talk to them if you have issues, if things are awkward. Like, I like athletes giving me feedback. I actually hate it when people don't give me feedback because then you start just guessing.
Yeah, that's really hard.
The athletes that communicate with me will tell you. You know, it's a two-way thing. Coaching. It's not just you do this and just go and get on with it. Because if I can't see how your lifts are moving, then how do I program what weights you should be doing? How do I see how where to improve technique? You've got to make sure that communication is there, whoever you're working with. And if your coach doesn't communicate with you, fucking get rid of them.
Yeah, gotcha. Alejandro, thank you so much for the super chat. People don't know how hard it is to break a world record 1 kilo at a time. Took Dave Hoff at Westside Barbell 4 to 4 years for £4 to add £4 to his total. Eddie's massive jump up to 500 is rare.
Absolutely. I get so annoyed with these people that are like, oh, you only broke it by a kilo.
Only 1 kilo. But
Sod off.
What about running when it's
if you only break it by 0.1 of a second?
1 of a second.
1/100th of a second.
Yeah, but if it's faster, it's faster. If it's heavier, it's heavier. We all know that.
It's higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a high level athlete, you don't get involved with those conversations. People that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the super chat.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Travis is a really great dude. His Talking Strongman is still the best Loz conducted in
love Travis. Absolutely love him. And it's just so good to see him doing well.
Yes. And just in a good place in his life.
Yep.
He deserves it, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember because I'd never met him when you did that Talking Strongman, because obviously he disappeared for a while. And I messaged him afterwards and I was like, I know you haven't met me, but man, like that made me cry and I'm going to hug you when I meet you. So I'm just warning you now. And he was like, okay.
Weirdo.
Yeah. Freak. But we get on well now. How much is it for the Loz in the Bed service? It's enough to...
Expensive.
Yes.
All my money goes to Liz. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it?
What's that film?
Should be the other way around.
With Demi Moore, you know, where he sells his wife for a night. Oh, it doesn't matter.
How much are people offering?
No.
What, are you going to sell me?
Yeah.
Who would get more money, you or me? We should do a poll.
No, we shouldn't. You freak. How much did Loz charge Liz for coaching? Beans on toast. Don't need beans on toast, do you, Lazo?
Don't get strong on beans.
Indecent proposal. Thank you so
There you
much.
go.
I knew someone would remember.
Yeah,
there you go.
good stuff.
Yeah. Will we be at the Arnold 2025, hopefully?
I hope so. We don't know for sure yet, but we hope to be.
Yes. Right, that is a really good place to wrap up, I think, because we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. Very grateful that the
time difference.
Wi-Fi
the Wi-Fi's good.
lasted. And we need to get some food, go to the gym.
And then we're heading back to the UK tomorrow.
Yes, what fun. Lovely.
Lots happening.
Wrap it up.
Deadlift World Championships coming up.
Lots going on. Yeah.
There's are you okay?
Yeah, my back's sore.
Thank you so much
support.
to all of you for Fred is starting the bidding at $1,000 for me.
For Lars.
Thank you very much, Fred. I was going to say I'll take you up on the offer in Vegas, but
He might hold you.
Yeah,
to
I
that.
know. You might not know if I'm joking or not. But no, thank you so much. Oh, here we go. The high five, guys. Thank you so much, guys. We have loved.
Oh, you can't see. I'm representing. Sorry, there's only one chair in here, so I'm sat on like a.
I made Liz shorter because
a little stool.
A lot of people realised I'm taller in real life this weekend.
Did,
They're like, oh, I thought you were a midget.
Don't think you can say the word midget anymore.
Can I not?
I don't know.
I apologise to anyone
that's
who's offended by anything I ever say, but I'm not going to change. Anyway, good night, everybody. I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you to everyone that is a member. Thank you to everyone that subscribes, likes the videos. We love you all, and we'll catch you guys next time.
There's bidding in the comments. Dalton's winning.